Hello, my dear students. This is Mrs. Shaima Gharib, and today's lesson about equal decimals and the decimals between decimals. Let's start by revising some rules before you watch any video. First, you have to sit in a quiet place. You should have your pen and a piece of paper to take notes and to solve the questions. You should pause the video after each question, then you try to answer on your own. Then you play the video to check your answer and to understand the question in case you get a wrong answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Equal decimals. For example, this number here is 4 and 7/10. We can write it as 4 and 70 hundredths because 7/10 is equal to 70 hundredths. So we can also write it as 4 and 700 thousandths. So every time if I added 0 to the decimal part of the number, it does not affect the value of the number. All of them are equal. So I can write it as 4.7000 and so on. So for example, 0.5 is same as, what do you think? 5/10 is equal to 50 hundredths, which is equal to 500 thousandths, which is equal to 0.5000 and so on. So the number of 0 does not matter. One more example, 0.2 is same as 0.20 or 0 and 20 hundredths or just 20 hundredths or 200 thousandths and so on, as we said before. Last example, 0.25 or 25 hundredths is equal to 250 thousandths. So I added 1 0. I can add more than 1 0 and so on, and they will be equal or they will be having the same value at the end. All of them are equal. Now, look at this question. Write a number that lies between these two numbers. This is the first number, 4 and 7/10 and 4 and 9/10. Of course, it's so clear that a number between them is 4 and 8/10. This is 7/10 and this is 9/10. So the number between them is 4 and 8/10. Now look at these two numbers. 6 23 hundredths, 6 and 25 hundredths. So of course between 23 and 25 there is 24. So I can write 6 and 24 hundredths. Now look at these two examples. 8 and 2/10, 8 and 3/10. No numbers between 2 and 3, but we can use what we said before about equal decimals. I can add 0 to both numbers, then they are the same. Nothing changed. They have the same value. 8.2 is equal to 8.20. So now I have 20 hundredths and 30 hundredths. So I can write many numbers in between. For example, I can write 8 and 21 hundredths, 8 and 22 hundredths, 8 23 hundredths, and so on until I write 8 and 29 hundredths. Any problem so far? One more example, 7 and 64 hundredths, 7 and 65 hundredths. So no numbers between 64 and 65, but I can add 0 to both numbers, as you can see, and I can find many numbers in between them. Let's see. 7 640 thousandths and here 7 650 thousandths. So I can find 7 641 thousandths, 7 and 642 and so on until 7 and 649 thousandths or 7.649. Is this clear now? So in order to find decimal numbers between decimal numbers, you can add 0 to each number to find the more numbers in between. Is this clear? Now, let's try a different question. Write a number that is halfway. What the meaning of halfway? Halfway means exactly in the middle. So not any number in between. No, I want the number that is exactly in the middle between these two numbers. So if, for example, if I have 6.23 and 6.25, 23 hundredths and 25 hundredths. So exactly in the middle, which means 6 and 24 hundredths. So clear. 8.2 and 8.3. What did we say? I can add 0 to both numbers. Then I have 8 and 20 hundredths, 8 and 30 hundredths. So what is the number that exactly in the middle between 20 and 30? Which is 25. So 25 is exactly in the middle, so it will be 8 and 25 hundredths. One more example, 7 and 64 hundredths, 7 and 65 hundredths. So what is the number exactly in the middle between 64 and 65? Nothing, but if I added 0 to both numbers, I will be having 640, 650, which means that the number exactly in the middle is 645. So it will be 7.645 or 7 and 645 thousandths. Now, so every time you can add zeros to get more numbers in between or the number exactly in the middle. Now, let's have some questions. Write a number that lies between these two numbers. I have 7.6 and 7.7. Do you remember what we do? We add zeros to both numbers like this. So I can write any number in between. I can write 7.61, 7.62, 7.63, and so on. Any number till 7.69. So I wrote here 7.68. 16 and the 13 hundredths, 16 and 14 hundredths. So I can add 0 to both numbers. Then I have 130 and 140. So any number between them, I can write 16.131, 132, 133, 134, and so on up to 139. So you can pick any number and just write it in between. Because this question just asked for a number that lies between these two numbers, not a halfway number. Okay? Now, this question, write a number that is halfway. So, halfway, as we said, means exactly in the middle. So, I have 17.47 and 17.48. So, I will add zeros to both numbers. Then I will find the number exactly in the middle between 470 and 480, which is 475. So it will be 17.475. 45.3 and 45.4. I will add 0 for both numbers. Then I will find the number exactly in the middle between the 30 and the 40, which is 35. So it will be 45.35 or 45 and 35 hundredths. One more example, 9.06, 9.07. 9 and 6 hundredths, 9 and 7 hundredths. So in order to find the numbers in the middle, I will add 0 to each number. Now I have 60 thousandths and 9 and 70 thousandths. What is the number exactly in the middle between 60 and 70 is 65. So my number will be 9 and 65 thousandths. How to write it? 9.065. This is the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment.
and I will answer you as soon as possible. Please remember that your feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you very much and have a nice day.